November 18th, 2019. Kim Tae-young asks on WeVerse, I want to sleep. Does anyone know how? A fan responds with the comment, me, looking at pictures of Jungkook oppa whom you love. And Tae-young responds with, come out of your imagination now. It's not good there. This wasn't the first message he posted on WeVerse that night, but the imperfect English translation of his conversation with the fan gets put on Twitter, and ARMY Twitter proceeds to lose their shit. This is the story of Vkook and just how a year ago the ship imploded in on itself. The purpose of this video isn't to say that Vkook isn't real. The purpose of this video isn't also to say that shipping Vkook is wrong. I have a lot of friends who ship Vkook, like real-life armies I know who like the ship. Please don't judge me prematurely before you finish watching this video. This video's purpose is just to detail the 2019 November WeVerse scandal between Tae-young and a fan, and talk about how it made me fall out of love with Vkook and with BTS ships as a whole. So, unless you've been in a coma for the past few years, if you're on the internet or on Twitter at all, you've probably heard of BTS. They're a worldwide sensation with millions of fans. But if you're not a fan of theirs or an army, you probably haven't heard of Vkook before. So, what's Vkook? Vkook is the ship between two members of BTS, Jungkook and Kim Tae-young. This ship grew popular because of the friendship between Jungkook and Tae-young, and fans extrapolated their closeness to be romantic. I just want to emphasize again that Vkook is the ship between these real-life idols. Vkook shippers think that they are really in love with each other, and if it's not romantic, it's definitely platonic. There's a bunch of long, well-edited YouTube analysis videos of all the Vkook moments that exist. There's a ton of fan art and cutesy romantic edits of them, and don't even get me started on the fanfiction. I just want to emphasize that I'm not an anti. I'm a fan of BTS myself. I love BTS. I've been a fan since the Wings era, and I used to be a Vkook shipper. Yeah, I'm one of the people who spent literal years of their life watching Vkook analysis videos, drawing fan art, and reading fanfiction. I also want to say that the reason I don't believe in Vkook anymore isn't because I'm homophobic. In fact, I'm a member of the LGBTQ community myself. And not long ago, I was also a Vkooker. So, what happened? A lot of times when fans ship people or characters together, especially a gay ship, the evidence of a pair's romantic bond is flimsy at best. Maybe there's just long stares or hugs, or a lot of subtext that's up for interpretation. A bunch of comments about how the ship is so gay that turns out to be just a joke. That's not the case with Vkook. With Vkook, there's lots of evidence of a romantic bond, like lots of it. Yeah, I said it. If you're looking for hugs, touches, or nape kisses, or affectionate moments between these two, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find a lot of it, enough to feed shipping cravings for years. That's how I initially fell down the Vkook rabbit hole. I got hooked to these videos showing these moments, glued to the evidence, and I was like, oh my god, it's real, it's completely real, they love each other, and it's gay confirmed. What I didn't realize is that a lot of these moments, or at the very least most of these moments, were just skinship. Let's have a vocab lesson, shall we? Skinship, at least in K-pop, is known to be the act of intimate touching between members of the same band. It can include hugging, touching, piggyback riding, kisses, and all sorts of PDA. Skinship kind of goes hand in hand with the fan service concept, which is basically doing touchy things in public for fans to go crazy for, which is why so often when we see these Vkook compilation moments, they're in a concert because they're acting affectionate in front of a crowd of fans. Skinship is a real thing. It's a thing that almost all K-pop groups do to rile up fans. EXO does it, Big Bang did it, and almost all fans interpret this to mean two characters have affection for one another. But what about all the moments that aren't in front of fans, you ask? Well, these are mostly skinship too. I'm not saying that skinship is fake. It's not fake, but it's done on purpose to get a reaction. And even when the fans aren't there, the cameras still are. I have to assume that the boys are so used to touching each other affectionately that even a scene that looks intimate by a Western viewpoint is just their way of expressing friendship. Additionally, the members use their ship names is not a sign that they acknowledge a romantic relationship. It's often used platonically. Okay, so in summary, Jungkook and Taehyung act really close to one another, and fans interpret them as having a romantic bond. Fairly simple, right? Then what? How it fell apart. The WeVerse messages on November 18th, 2019 were a big deal. Vkook shippers basically had a meltdown, and the true meaning of the English translation of the back and forth between Tae and the fan is still contested. There's a video on YouTube titled Anti's Mistake Tae's Overprotectiveness and Spread His Weverse Post Without the Context Posted Before by Taekook Lives, which basically says that the English translation that became popularized on Twitter was wrong and that Taehyung was just teasing the fan to stop imagining Jungkook. Basically, the video interprets Taehyung's message to be one of jealousy of the fan looking at pictures of Jungkook, not actually denying or distancing himself from Vkook. Which, okay, let's break it down a little. Here are the things we know. 1. Taehyung asked advice for how to sleep. 2. A fan said, look at pictures of Jungkook because you love him. And 3. Taehyung basically said, allegedly jokingly, stop imagining things. Now, whether Tae wanted the fan to stop imagining him and Jungkook being in love or stop imagining pictures of Jungkook while she went to sleep is still a question that hasn't been answered. And Taehyung's never come out and clarified his statement, so we'll never know. It's one of those eternal questions, like what's the meaning of life or what's dark matter? The true meaning of the messages is debated because the fan used the word sarang, or love, in her message. Fans asked, why would Taehyung be against the sentiment that he loves Jungkook when he said it again and again that he loves him in birthday cards, etc., and used the word sarang in those cards? And the answer is that sarang is a word that can be love in multiple contexts. There's romantic love, platonic love, and brotherly/familial love. I would bet that Vkook just share a brotherly/familial love, not a romantic love. But if I'm wrong, and if Vkook reveal that they're in a romantic relationship together and they come out as gay, I swear I'll do a face reveal and I'll publicly apologize for being wrong. I mean, Destiel is sort of canon, so anything can happen at this point. But the meaning that most fans agreed upon was that when Taehyung said, come out of your imagination now, it's not good there, was that he was referring to the idea that Taehyung and Jungkook romantically love each other. There's a BTS YouTuber I follow called Jose Ochua who made a video titled Taehyung Ends Delusional Shippers Savage, which basically talks about how Taehyung always stays true to himself and doesn't care about what other people say. He interpreted Taehyung's message as basically Taehyung speaking his mind, that the idea that he and Jungkook romantically loved each other wasn't true. When these messages first circulated, the fandom lost its shit. The general feeling among Vkook shippers was embarrassment. People were embarrassed by the fan who asked this question on WeVerse and had second-hand embarrassment on the part of Taehyung, who probably felt uncomfortable by this message. There was a whole bunch of fans questioning the morality of shipping real-life people, and fans literally wondered if the ship they spent years of their life dedicating to was fake and not real. No, that was me. I'm the fans. When this news broke, I was kind of devastated. I was speechless a little bit. I began realizing that a lot of the V-Cook moments I watched as 100% real life proof of the ship being real weren't necessarily proof of anything, because the pair themselves never came out or acknowledged their romance publicly. I literally believed for many years that Taehyung and Jungkook were in the closet this whole time and that they'd come out someday, and I waited and waited for this to happen. Then I realized that their bond was probably not romantic, and even if they loved each other, it was most likely brotherly love. I feel embarrassed by myself, and I cringed at myself. I'm cringing at myself right now because I'm writing like a whole doctoral thesis on Vkook in my free time. So now, as we go into specific fan reactions, let's chronicle the 5 stages of grief. Number 1, denial. I still ship it anyway. 2, anger. V's comment is such a hurtful thing to us Taekook shippers. We armies do love BTS shipping no matter what. We will not give up and still support Taekook no matter what happened. It's our own life. But please let us do this, because we've shipped them all this time. Oh god, we armies stand up as their wives? What? We know that it's funny to hear, but we don't care. We love BTS no matter what. So remember, Taekook is still the best. 3, bargaining. Hey everybody, it could mean something else too. I guess V Oppa is being protective of Jungkook Oppa and he doesn't want people to dream about his man. He tells her to come out of her imagination but doesn't deny her comment that the guy whom you like is Jungkook. Whatever, I still ship Taekook forever, and it's my suggestion that you all see through the lines. 4, depression. How could you do this, Taeyoung? How could you break Taekook's ship? I hate you. You broke. Oh my god. Guys, I really hope this one's satire or a troll. How could he do this? He's Taeyoung. He's, one of the guys you're shipping. Okay. 5, acceptance. Not all fans are like this. I'm a Vkook shipper, but respect what he wants. I'm still gonna read fanfics because I like the storyline and plot. I will do inside jokes on ships, but I'm not gonna say it publicly. Some of these shippers are obsessed, but I'm a real fan. These 5 comments I just showed you basically sum up the entire reaction to the Vkook WeVerse scandal. 1, there were people who believed the entire messages were misconstrued, and Taeyoung's intention was blown out of proportion, and that he didn't clap back on Vkook or any of his feelings to Jungkook. There were people who thought the messages were an accurate translation and felt bad for embarrassing him. There were people who were angry and frustrated at Taeyoung for denying Vkook and denying his feelings towards Jungkook. And lastly, there were people who thought the messages were an accurate translation who decided to keep shipping anyways, but just do it on the down low as to not make Taeyoung or other members of the band feel uncomfortable about it. After the Vkook WeVerse scandal, there wasn't really any change in the BTS fandom or in the Vkook shippers overall. It's been 1 year already, and I haven't noticed a change among armies. People see what they want to see, and they believe what they want to believe, and not even Taeyoung's message or the discussion around it could change their mind. To a lot of Vkook shippers, the fact that the ship isn't officially real is just a minor inconvenience in the grand scheme of shipping Vkook. People acknowledge that it's probably not real and ship it anyways because the two look cute together. And I really don't know what to say to those people. A short time ago, I was one of those people. I can't change their minds. I mean, if Taeyoung couldn't, what chance do I have? I said before that the purpose of this video isn't to say that Vkook isn't real. I don't know that. You don't know that. Nobody knows that. The purpose of this video is to say that assuming a romantic relationship between 2 real people on a bunch of videotaped evidence and cute moments is a doomed journey from the start, and I wish I had known that sooner. Look at all the hard work these fans do, compiling and tirelessly editing all of the cute moments for a ship that's objectively unprovable, unless Taeyoung or Jungkook outright admit it, which they probably won't. I spent literal years of my life believing in this ship, and when it exploded in my face, I felt betrayed by my own self. I do believe that Vkook have a strong bond and love each other. I just don't believe it's romantic. I also don't believe that either Jungkook or Taeyoung are members of the LGBTQ community. It isn't my place to assume, and I don't think we can know either way if they are or aren't LGBTQ unless they come out as such, which they haven't. But I have to say that the entire Vkook WeVerse scandal basically turned me away from K-pop ships in general. I was in denial about it for a long time, almost a year, but now I've moved through the 5 stages of grief and I've accepted it. I realized how it's kind of messed up to ship real life people together and how you can never know if you're fully right about it. I'm not telling you that it's wrong to ship Vkook or that you shouldn't ship them. You're entitled to your own opinion. But the Vkook Weaver scandal showed the painful consequences of shipping two real people and how uncomfortable that could make the people involved in the ship. After I gave up shipping Vkook, I didn't really know what to do with myself. I was basically stranded at sea, pardon the pun, and even though I'm still a fan of BTS, I'm not a BTS shipper anymore. I'm sticking to shipping fictional characters for now. At least, that's a ship that will always sail. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope that even if you disagree with me, you can see my point of view a little better. And just to remind you, if I'm proven wrong about Vkook and one of them comes out, I will publicly apologize. Finally, as a wise man once said, you nice, keep going. Peace out.